All right, closer to home, a Cayuga courtroom was filled with the friends and family members of two men who died after sustaining extreme burns at Stelco's Nanticoke plant back in 2023. Today, all the charges against Stelco were dropped, but the contracted company that the men worked for pled guilty to failing to protect its workers and was fined over $200,000. Kelly Botello has the details.
The court heard today that 32-year-old Gabriel Cabral and 56-year-old Sean MacPherson were stuck in a boom lift at Stelco Nanticoke when a procedure that cools the coke material used by Stelco began. The process creates hot steam, and the men were nearby on the lift. The men suffered horrific burns. Cabral died in hospital a few weeks later in May of 2023.
Like the wonderful person he was, and how he had passion for everything, for life and nature and fishing. And
you can tell he's very missed just by the amount of people who are here.
He would give the shirt off his back to anybody. He was an amazing person and definitely didn't deserve any of this.
And MacPherson died months later in November of that year.
He was very active in my life as his niece, very active in my cousins' lives, a great grandpa, like my cousin said. He would have shown off his grandson to the world.
In an agreed statement of fact, the court heard that the men were alerted that this dangerous process was going to start, and so were their co-workers on the ground. But their lift did not move from its spot.
The boom did not move. Something triggered, something did not work for the boom not to move.
they were stuck. Something happened up there. Well, we just don't know what.
The company the men worked for is called John Kenyon Limited, a siding company contracted by Stelco to do a job at the plant. Today, John Kenyon Limited pled guilty to failing to protect the workers, an admission that this was a preventable tragedy, not an accident. The company John Kenyon was ordered to pay a $225,000 fine plus a 25% surcharge, a fine that the judge said today in court is not meant to represent the value of the lives lost. Still, family and friends of the victims are not happy with the outcome, and they believe Stelco should be held accountable as well.
I don't understand why the charges against Stelco were withdrawn.
I did this job myself, and I know it's very unsafe, and if there are not some serious changes made, somebody else will be getting hurt again.
Two devastated families hoping that this tragedy can prevent other workplace deaths. Kelly Botello, CHCH News.